and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I am making my version of Salisbury steak with mashed potatoes. So I'm just going to get started here. Now right here in this bowl I have a pound of ground beef, and to this we are going to add a couple of shakes of the Cavender's all-purpose Greek seasoning, probably maybe a half a teaspoon or so. And then also to that, I have some Italian seasoning here, and I'm going to put a teaspoon of that in now. And then also to this, I'm going to put in 1 egg. Some salt and pepper. Probably about 1/4 of a teaspoon or so, and some garlic. Oh, I can get it open. We're going to put a couple of teaspoons of garlic in here. And then also to this, we are going to add, I've got some chopped up green onions. So we're going to put about half of them, and I've only got 2 in here, and it's a little less than a half a cup. So we'll put some of them in, and then we've got some Lipton onion soup mix. So I'm going to put about 2 teaspoons of that in it. Also, I don't like putting the whole package in because it's just way too much seasoning. That's why I just only put a couple of teaspoons in there. Okay, and then also to that, we're going to put some Worcestershire sauce. And I'm just going to do about 3 shakes. And then also, you're going to want to put some yellow mustard in it. Probably, I don't know, a couple of tablespoons or so. And then also to this, instead of putting, a lot of people put like Planko bread crumbs in it. And instead of using that, I use the club crackers. Makes it really taste really good. You know, they've got the buttery flavor to them. So they, I don't know, it just makes them taste a lot better than just plain breadcrumbs. So we're just going to take some of these and crack them up as best as you can. And we're going to use about a half a package here. And it's almost kind of like a meatloaf type recipe for this. A lot of stuff that you put in meatloaf, you put in here also. Okay, now, and also is what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a teaspoon of beef flavored bouillon. And this is, or just 1 bouillon cube, and try to squish it up and make it powdery to put it in. Okay, now I'm just going to use my hands, and I'm going to just dig in because it's just easier to use my hands than it is, you know, to use like a fork or whatever to mix it up with. And also, I have a quilt right now on auction. I put up a couple of days ago. It was the last quilt that I auctioned off probably about 2 months ago. Well, they ended up not paying me for it or getting a hold of me. They did get a hold of me at very first and said they were going to send out a check, but I haven't heard from them since. So I'm putting it back up for auction, and I'm going to show that to you guys after this video. So just to remind you guys what it looks like, and you'll probably end up remembering it, but a lot of people wanted it. I had quite a few people bid on it, and so it kind of made me sad that, you know, they didn't pay me for it, but, you know, It's okay. I understand that sometimes, you know, you get, you know, in a spot or something and you can't afford it or something comes up, you know, money wise, and you just can't afford it. So it's okay. So we're just going to put it back up for auction, and I'm going to leave it on for about 5 days or so. So everybody has a good chance of putting a bid in on it. Okay, so now we got this all mixed up really good, and we're just going to make 4 hamburgers here, hamburger patties. Like I said, I had about a pound of hamburger, maybe a little bit more. So I think you guys will really like this. It's a really good recipe for Salisbury steak made out of hamburger. The cheap way to go. So, and also, I don't know if anybody has a Winco around where you guys live, but I went to Winco today, and eggs, oh my gosh, they are so expensive. So they wanted for Oakdale brand. I don't know if they sell them where you guys live or if you have a Winco, but for a 12-pack they wanted $4.20 for a 12-pack of eggs, right? So I was looking on the other side of the aisle, and they had a 24-pack of brown eggs for $4.98. So that only made it to where it came out to where the eggs that I got were maybe $2.50 a dozen. So yeah, you know, and I don't know. I don't know if anybody likes brown eggs or not. Myself, I really can't tell the difference. They might be maybe a little bit richer. But yeah, I don't know. In my opinion, eggs are eggs. So anyways, I just thought I would share that with you guys because the eggs are so expensive. And an 18-pack, oh my gosh, it was like $6 and some odd cents. It's just totally outrageous. And I don't know why eggs are so expensive. I'm not sure what's going on, but wow, I can't wait until my husband gets our chicken coop built because he's almost done with it. So we're gonna get chickens this summer, and yeah, I can't wait because I just can't. Oh my gosh, it seems like I just can't afford eggs anymore. I just, you know, I don't know, and I don't know if anybody else knows why they're going up so much. I don't know if it's just the inflation or what's going on, but yeah, if anybody has any ideas or any clues as to why they're so expensive, drop me a little note and let me know. So, alrighty. Okay, now we got 4 patties here. I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to wash my hands up real fast. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. And we've got the hamburgers on about medium low or so. We're going to let them cook up. And also, I have about 5 medium potatoes boiling back here. And I just quartered them up. I don't know if you can see that or not. And they are almost done. Yes, they are. And we're going to drain them. I'm going to let these cook up for until they're done, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to drain our potatoes, and I'm going to show you how to make my homemade beef gravy. Hello everyone, and we are back. Now our Salisbury steak has been cooking for about 10 minutes or so, maybe 12 minutes, and it's pretty well done. So I'm just going to transfer it over here onto a plate. and I'm going to show you how I make my homemade brown gravy. I am going to be putting mushrooms in this. Now you can use fresh mushrooms or canned mushrooms. I usually like to get the mushroom stems and pieces, and so we're just going to throw them in here. Now for brown gravy, just follow the same recipe that I'm doing if you don't like mushrooms in it. And then we're gonna, and they are kind of poppy because the pan is very hot. So the mushrooms are kind of popping a little bit. I think that's probably because there was water in them. And you're gonna want to drain the water off of these if you use the can. So. And then I just like to get these browned up just a little bit. And also I'm going to put, I still have a few green onions left over, and I'm going to put just a little bit of that in with our gravy. I'm going to let that cook really good. And we're going to make about 2 cups of gravy here. Our mushrooms are getting a little browned up here. And then to this, you're going to want to add 2 cups of water. You're going to want to add 1 tablespoon of beef flavored bouillon. That'll get in there or not. Let's see. Okay. Put a little bit of salt and pepper in it. Probably about, I don't know, about 1/4 of a teaspoon or so salt and pepper. Some soy sauce, a couple of dashes. Probably about a tablespoon or so. And then you're going to want to stir this really good. Now, like I said, if you're just making plain beef gravy, just go ahead and do what I'm doing. If you don't want the mushrooms or onions in it, that's just fine. You just take 2 cups of water, some salt and pepper, some of your beef flavored bouillon, some soy sauce, and mix it up really good, salt and pepper. And then you're going to want to take some cornstarch. We're going to put some water in a glass. I've got probably about 6 ounces of water here. We're not probably going to use all of this, but you're going to want to add a couple of tablespoons of your cornstarch to the water. I said it's probably about 6 ounces or so of water here, so we're going to add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. We're going to bring this up to a boil. Just take you a fork here and just mix it in really good. And stir it up with a fork till it's really nice and mixed up. There's no lumps or anything in it. And then I've got my potatoes here that have been boiling, about 5 of them, and I quartered them up and cook them until they're soft. So we're just going to drain these. And we're putting them back in the pan. And then to these, we are going to add a couple of tablespoons of butter to your potatoes. Add a little bit of salt and pepper. we're also going to add some half and half. Probably about, oh, I don't know, a couple of tablespoons at first. And then I'm going to mix them up with my mixer. Some people use a ricer, a potato ricer. Some people like to just smash them by themselves with a potato smasher. But I really like to use my blender because it gets them nice and creamy and the consistency that you want. So, alrighty. Okay, now our gravy is boiling here. You want to bring it up to a boil. And then you're going to want to pour in probably about a fourth or so of your cornstarch and water. Like I said, I don't know if we're going to use all this or not, but we'll see. And then just mix it in really good. And wait for it to thicken. You got to bring it back up to a boil. And it should start thickening for you. And if it's not thick enough, just go ahead and add a little bit more of your cornstarch mixture. We're going to pour a little bit more in. Let it come up to a boil. There it goes. Alright, we're going to pour the rest of it in. I think that should do it. I didn't think I was going to need all that, but with 2 cups of water, I think it's just perfect. About 6 ounces of water with your cornstarch. And it's starting to get really thick right now. And also all the juices and stuff off of your Salisbury steak, that makes it really good too. Alrighty, and it's done. And so I am going to grab a plate and show you how I serve it. My husband's starving to death right now. He's like, hurry! So I just usually put a Salisbury steak down, mashed potatoes, I want to show you guys how I serve this. And it's so good with the mushrooms in it. And I put a little bit of gravy over the steak and all over the potatoes. I put a little well there in the middle, so it gets a little bit of extra gravy there. And then sometimes I will make a vegetable to go with it, usually like green beans or something. So it makes a really good dinner, and that's the end result. I hope you guys like this video, and also I'm going to show you the quilt that I've had on and that I put on a couple of months ago, but they never paid me for it. So, and this was the garden quilt. I know a lot of people really wanted it. I got a lot of bids on it, and so if you guys are still interested in it, it's back. So it's got some trees on it and leaves and a little house, bird houses, water bucket, and it's all homemade and hand stitched. And like I said, it's on my community page right now, so if you guys want to bid on it, go ahead and go on over to my community page and bid on it. So this is the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you haven't subscribed to me yet, please do, and hit that thumbs up button for me and ring the bell so you guys get my notifications. You all have a wonderful night.